Yesterday, Ryan Garcia defeated Emmanuel Tagoe via unanimous decision. He won basically every round, dropped him in the second round, I believe, and hurt him badly in the 10th. I will be reviewing the fight again and breaking down all of Ryan Garcia's weaknesses because I saw plenty of mistakes / weaknesses in that fight. I obviously cannot play the fight and speak over it because copyright, you guys know how that works, but I will be taking screenshots and showing you what I mean throughout the fight. I hope you guys enjoy the fight, and let me know if you guys want me to continue this series. I'm going to do it every weekend for whichever young prospect or whichever up-and-coming fighter. We can break down his weaknesses. Yep, that's it. Now you guys see this right here. This is in the first minute of the fight. Very first one, you guys see 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first round. His feet are completely crossed. He's walking towards Emmanuel Tagoe. And he did that for 60% of the fight. 60% of the fight, he was walking towards Tagoe. Now, let's say you're in there against a Garcia Davis. Garcia Davis, who has excellent foot movement, excellent foot control. Very underrated, Garcia Davis, with the way he gauges distance and how he moves. Now, you do that against him, and you throw those looping shots that you usually throw, he can counter in the middle of your combinations, through the middle of your stance. Because he throws very impressive short hands. What do I mean by short hands? Like, he does not have to extend his hand, doesn't have to loop his shots. I'm talking about Garcia Davis right now. He doesn't have to loop his shots. He could just throw an uppercut or a short right hook or an overhand left without looping anything. And it will do significant damage. So you having your legs crossed like that and then throwing looping shots in that position, it's a horrible habit to pick up. I know you're fighting Emmanuel Tagoe, not the greatest fighter in the world, not the heaviest puncher, no one you should be worried about, but still, you can't be enlisting your body with these habits. Canelo Alvarez, when he fought Miguel Cotto, between fighting Miguel Cotto and Gennady Golovkin, he was taking a bunch of BS fights in many people's eyes. He fought Amir Khan, he fought Liam Smith, he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. at 164. So it was a bunch of BS fights, all fights that the best guy he fought during that span was Liam Smith, without a doubt. But he kept on fighting, he kept on putting on phenomenal performances, even though he wasn't fighting the top guys. If you know what I mean. He kept on treating these guys like he was fighting a Miguel Cotto. Wasn't treating them like they were bums, like how Garcia was trying to go. You don't know how good Tagoe is. He's an unknown. He's a guy who's fought his whole career in Ghana, Africa. You don't know what his capabilities are. When you fight him with zero regard for what he has, it could end horribly. Now let's look at the rest of the fight. And look here later in the first round. It didn't let me remove the pause option in the DAZN app, so forgive me. But when Tagoe threw a jab to his stomach, Garcia put both his hands down and pivoted into Tagoe's right hand. He pivoted onto his left side completely when there was just one jab to his stomach. So he dropped both hands to block that jab. Not like he dropped his left to block it, like he just hit it with his left or he hit it with his right. No, he dropped both hands to block it and pivoted to his left. That's also a horrible habit to have. Like right now, I am seeing horrible defense from him. You don't block a jab to the body with two hands. You don't just walk towards your opponent. You just don't do that. And now, rewatching this fight, because I had both my eyes working watching different fights, Tagoe was consistently landing his jab to the body. Now, watching that fight live, I came out with the fact saying Garcia Davis should be more confident to face Ryan Garcia, and Devin Haney shouldn't be as confident. going out of the fight. But now, looking at it, I think he needs more fights, man. I think he's not ready even for Devin Haney. I know they fought a lot of the amateurs and he beat him. They're tied 3-3. But my understanding is the last 4 times they fought in the amateurs, Devin Haney won 3 out of the 4 fights. And I think Devin Haney has improved since he became pro, where Ryan Garcia has not improved much. This is just natural talent, how good he is. A top 5, top 10 lightweight. It's all natural, but he's not getting improvements. And there's a lot of things you can work with. If he's willing to put in the work, he can become a great fighter because he has physical gifts. Has huge power. He's very explosive. He's very fast. He's just, what I'm seeing in the ring is a lazy guy who can't be focused. He has all the gifts in the world, but he seems lazy. Now look at this. This is after he dropped Tagoe in round 2. Look at his position. Chin up in the air and hands next to his waist. And he got clipped by a few jabs. Stiff jabs. And he felt them after he dropped Tagoe. He couldn't finish off Tagoe because he had horrible distance control. He kept on getting hit while going for the kill, and he had to back off. Now look at this. What are you going to do with that position? You're fighting a guy who's shorter than you, yes, but has longer arms than you. If Tagoe had a bit more skill, he probably could have beaten Ryan Garcia that night. Because the amount of mistakes Ryan Garcia made and continued to make throughout the fight was uncountable. Like, look at that. Chin high in the air and hands next to his waist. He's just asking for trouble. Now, the next fight that is being rumored is against Joseph Diaz. I don't think Joseph Diaz has the size. I just think he's way too small at lightweight. He's a very skilled fighter. Maybe he can outbox Garcia for moments in that fight, but I just don't think he has the size to capitalize on a moment like this. His arms are too short. I think he only has a 64-inch reach. Unlike Tagoe has a 74-inch reach. Jojo Diaz is just too short of a guy, too small of a guy, in my opinion. Now look at this sequence. Here, Ryan Garcia pulls back after Tagoe missed a right hand. And look at him. Hands at his waist, even lower than the sequence I showed you before. Eyes fully closed and chin up in the air. I don't have any way of expressing this sequence other than what is he doing? Pull back with your hands high. Why do you drop your hands when he can easily be caught pulling back? Even guys like Teofimo Lopez, who would be a big fight in the future, Teofimo throws a very good overhand right. Guys like Richard Comey could beat up Ryan Garcia, possibly even stop him. This doesn't look good for Ryan. What is he doing? Hands on his waist, eyes fully closed, and chin up in the air. This is round 3. And there were several sequences in the round, but this was the most eye-catching one. Several sequences in the round where he pulls back, hands, and he overreacts to feints. Like he would drop both his hands to a feint to the body. That's something else to watch out for. Several mistakes. Several. Now look at this one. He threw a right hook to the body with every ounce of his weight. Now you see that, and it didn't let me pause at the moment I wanted to take the screenshot, but he actually goes into the ropes for a brief second before getting. But Tagoe was just too terrified of the power. Tagoe was happy to survive and didn't capitalize on a mistake like that. But do you see that? What is that? Look, I can make this video 50 minutes to speak about Ryan Garcia's mistakes, but I give you guys a brief breakdown, a brief technical breakdown, just to save you guys the hassle, because these mistakes go on and on and on. I just showed you the few main ones, but he does this time and time and time again. Like walking to go, I can make a whole hour of screenshots just showing you different instances of him just straight up walking to Emmanuel Tagoe. It's crazy. And not once did Joe Goosen correct him on that. I already see a downgrade from Eddie Reynoso to Joe Goosen, because Eddie Reynoso would have told him not to do that. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe and enjoy the video. And let me know if you guys enjoyed the technical breakdown. That's it. Sadiq Boxing out.